At the end of the day, with all of this stuff and even life in general, it comes down to, it's not about the truth, right? It's about what you can prove. Yeah, baby. Yeah. Ludicrous vibes today, you feel me? All right, let's get straight into the video. So this is one of those scams that I really wanted to make aware and hopefully save a lot of people, because you just might not know. And maybe you do know. You need to tell your friend to avoid this. So most recently, I've been selling sneakers on eBay. I've been doing it for years. And I've actually fell victim to this scam. And it goes through PayPal. You might think you're always fully protected when it comes to PayPal protection and, you know, between sellers and buyers, but you're actually not as a seller. You can make the smallest of errors that are going to cost you your shoes, money, and just honestly a whole heap of just headache and just anger and just stuff that you don't want to deal with. So most recently, I ended up selling my For the Love of the Game Jordan 9s, and this can apply to anything, not just sneakers in general. Obviously, this channel is dedicated to sneakers, so that's what we're going to talk about specifically. So I have the majority of my sneakers listed on eBay. Someone reached out to me, they had zero feedback, and they said, hey, is there any way that I can get these sneakers ASAP? I'll even pay you extra for overnight shipping. Now, typically, I would be very skeptic of this and be just not even respond, because I can already tell through the feedback that, is this really someone I want to deal with? But I decided to go with it anyway. I ended up giving him my number. We texted back and forth. He told me that he needed the shoes by his birthday, and things were just really sketchy because he had about a week in between where his birthday was versus when he needed the shoes. So I was like, yo, I'm going on a trip right now. If you can pay me today, like, I'll ship them out tomorrow and we'll be good. No response. I don't hear back from him until like 2 days prior to his birthday. Then he hits me again. Hey man, like, yo, can I get these shoes? I'll pay extra. I'll even give you a label. I will print out a label, email it to you, and then you ship the shoes. Red flag number one. This is the biggest thing you want to avoid with people saying, oh, they will give you a label. And the reason I say that is because whoever ends up purchasing the label can change the address. So let's say I'm shipping from Denver, Colorado to Georgia. They end up in Georgia buying that label, emailing it to me. I'm like, oh, all good. Next day, blah, blah. I take it to the UPS store. As it's shipping, the dude in Georgia can easily just call up UPS or go online and be like, oh, actually, can you reroute this package to this address? Because they were the purchaser, which in UPS's eyes, oh, they were the shipper. So instead of the original address that was confirmed on PayPal, they can completely change the address and ship it somewhere else. So when it delivers, it shows that instead of going to Georgia, it went to Florida. It was delivered, but that doesn't matter. Someone signed for it, all that good stuff, out the window. It doesn't matter. It did not go to that confirmed PayPal address. So here you are, high and mighty, thinking to yourself, ooh, I got the money. He sent me the label. I didn't have to worry about that. All I had to do was drop the shoes off. They're on their way. Peace of mind. Let me transfer this money into my account. Before you know it, they submit a dispute that they never even got the shoes, even though they did. They just rerouted the package. You're out the money and the sneakers. There's nothing you can do about this either. You know, you can show all the proof you want to PayPal, but at the end of the day, if it didn't go to that confirmed address where they give you that seller protection from your address to their address with signature confirmation, you just took an L. This applies to a lot of e-commerce goods. So I just wanted to put this warning out there and hopefully save a lot of people from dealing with the circumstance. And now that we got that out of the way, something for you to avoid, I'll give you guys the rest of the story time of what happened to me specifically. So he sent me the label. It was overnight shipping. I was like, oh, he needs it for his birthday, blah, blah, blah. Ended up dropping them off at UPS. No, I already had the money in my account. Everything was all good. The addresses matched up, blah, blah, blah. So I dropped them off at UPS, came back home. And for some reason, I just started getting these weird vibes and like really thinking like, man, like, I don't know. There was just something in my gut that told me, So I called up UPS and I said, hey, you know, I just dropped off these shoes and I was just wondering, can someone change the address if they sent me the label? And the lady was like, oh, most definitely. Like, they can totally reroute the package. And immediately I was like, okay, can you hold that? And ended up picking the package up and just deading the transaction. Now, this was probably a little shady of me, but I decided to wait to make it seem like the shoes were shipping. Just because I wanted to see like, okay, how is this guy really maneuvering? Like, was this his plan? This is his intentions the whole time? So goes past his birthday a few days after and he's like, bro, I still haven't gotten the shoes. And I'm like, oh man, like let me figure out. And then I just said, oh, my bad, bro. Actually, UPS ended up rerouting them to me. I don't know really what the deal was, but let me just ship them. Let me just print the label and I'll ship them myself, you know, like it'll be all good. And that was the moment where I wanted to see if he would spaz out about it. Cause that's when you could tell. Usually people that are scamming are always like really urgent, like urgent to scam you, and then after they scam you, they're just like silent and gone. But he was just cool. Like he was like, all right, that's cool. So I ended up just leaving that money in PayPal. I handled everything myself, shipped the shoes, ended up dropping the shoes off, shipping them, waiting a few days, and then he finally got them, and he texted me, shoes came in, and I was like, cool, like everything all good? And he's like, yep, and boom. It was that simple. Now, whether his intentions were to scam me or not, this is the exact formula that a lot of these people use to scam people. They incentivize like overnight shipping, getting it to them as soon as possible, doing it off the platform, really just kind of buttering you up, paying you the money, and you think, oh, I'm all good. Then they just submit a claim that they didn't receive it, or they do a chargeback, and the more proof that you have, the better. So even in this circumstance, I still was very weary about everything. I recorded the shoes, like I showed the condition that they were in before I shipped them. I recorded like how I padded it, put it in the box, the label, all that good stuff for proof for me and PayPal if it ever came down to a chargeback. I have text messages. At the end of the day, with all of this stuff and even life in general, it comes down to, it's not about the truth, right? It's about what you can prove. So whenever you're selling online, just always be wary to kind of leave yourself a type of paper trail. This is gonna save you a lot of headache and frustration throughout the entire process. So I hope this video helps. And if you know anyone else that's selling sneakers, be sure to send this video to them. And you know, that's all I can do is just try to help you guys, because you know, I've been scammed plenty of times and I've learned my lesson. So anything that I can, if I can save you guys through the misfortunes, I guess you could say, that happened to me, I'll do that 1,000 times around. I hope this video helps. If you guys could do me a huge favor, leave a like down below or just drop a comment. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Run it.